Hey there team, and welcome to a little 1v1. We've got Bilbo taking control of Cardolan today. We'll see who his opponent is momentarily. This, I suspect, was 22,000 frame battle. We'll see. This should be the first of two 1v1s. That's the way that I like to usually do my 1v1s. But I am quickly running out of them. So yeah, if anybody has like a 1v1 that they want to get through, as long as it ends with the winner having, you know, what, like 70 to 80% casualties, that's okay with me. 1v1s are never going to be as close as like a big siege battle will, I tend to find. It's a bit weird. Because they usually will just begin and keep going that way. But, you know, we'll see what we can get. So I'd really appreciate that if somebody's got some out there, because I do like to mix it up a bit, not just have siege battles. And it helps for my recording too, because recording a siege battle tends to take about an hour. Recording a 1v1 takes a lot less than that. So I can just mix it up. If I'm not feeling like recording a siege battle, I can record a 1v1. But anyway, Cardolan, of course, being my favorite faction. I say that a lot. It just is. Really adore Cardolan as a faction. But I like to see how other people play it, because I really am set in my ways. And I have been for over a year now. I play Cardolan in a very similar way to how I always have done in the past. And immediately I'm seeing some differences with how Bilbo's got it. So he's got his Greenway Garrison Archers out front, which is a unit I never take. Can really sort of pour ammunition down range though, which I like. Behind them he's got some Minheriath Sharpshooters. That's much more my sort of thing, but they're tightly compact, so it looks like they're going to be used to really pick out targets of importance, whereas the Greenway Garrison Archers are just going to be pouring lead, you know, pouring steel and wood and feathers onto whatever is approaching them. Behind them, some Minheriath spears just to keep the line of archers safe. He's definitely going to want to stretch out those spearmen though. I'm sure he will, just to keep those guys on the far side safe, because they might just get eaten by a warg. I think that we've got Angmar on the attack today, so that's fair enough. Then Gatekeepers there, Hearthguard of Amon Sul. Is that where we've got the general today? That is not where we put the general, no. So we put the general in with our Tharbad Warhammers. Yes, okay. At least his sword has AP in Tharbad Warhammers. I just quite like to put him with the Hearthguard, so that, because I don't really put the Hearthguard into melee. You know, I not until I absolutely have to. So having my general nice and safe with Hearthguard is quite good. Also, Hearthguard are spearmen, so if somebody does want to sneak at you with a cheeky cavalry force, they can take out their spears and make them pay for that, most certainly. But he does have his Dunedain captains. He's given them an armor upgrade, which I really appreciate. He's got two of them, which we can get nowadays before we hit the red limit. You still only be able to have one, but it does mean you can spread out that beefy armor, well, sorry, morale bonus. And they're also just a good quality unit to have actually doing damage on the front line. Then the Wardens of Tir Gorthad there, just to provide some resilience. I'm surprised at the lack of pikes altogether, though. He's got some lumbermen hiding in the back, and some Dunedain Rangers. That's pretty cool, pretty sneaky. And on immediate look here, you'd see these archers, you'd see the spears, and so you'd see all this here, and you'd see the elite units, and you'd think maybe that's all he's got. And yeah, so then you get the armor-piercing slam from the lumbermen, you get the shots from the Dunedain Rangers, and yeah, could be good. But the issue here is there's no cavalry. And so if this force is spotted, they're going to get ravaged. This is actually Harad he's up against, the one and only. So okay, that's a bit risky. As we see with the Serpent Guard, they're definitely going to love to just slam into those lumbermen or the Rangers. Southron Warband up front, good AP to get through the sturdy armor off Cardolan. Behind them, some Beast Tamers. Sorry, yeah, Beast Tamers, and the Southron Pikes, and more Beast Tamers there. So that's a sturdy front line, but it's an unshielded front line. It's a sturdy armor-piercing front line. Beast Tamers being halberdiers, and Southron Pikes being an armor-piercing pikeman. But these poor quality Greenway Garrison Archers are going to love this if they're not stopped by the Southron Lancers, which, cheaper's sake, this unit up here, there's nothing to keep it safe. It's going to get ravaged. Champions in Afra and Demons, then Serpent's Fangs, and Beast Hunters and more Beast Hunters. Okay, there might be some hidden units about to pop up as we begin. But immediately this doesn't look so bad for Cardolan. As I say, there's nothing protecting these guys. Bilbo needs to immediately grab them and pull them on in, because they're just getting torn apart by the Southron Lancers. Saying that, Southron Lancers, you're not Serpent Guard. Yeah, you do have a shield. They can't be shot down, really. You need to pull them back. You need to keep them safe. Let's jump into it. So, archers here shuffling around. Bilbo's got no reason to move. I don't know why he's coming forward. He shouldn't be. Because Harad, this is an attacking force. This is not a skirmish force here. So, yeah, Bilbo advancing forward. This is totally not something he needs to do, and it's just exposing him to these cavalry actions, which the one and only really should be jumping at right now. He's gonna get off some point blank shots here, which is good to see. The Serpent's Fang, sorry, immediately opening up. Hell, yeah, if he wants to shoot at Greenway Garrison archers, that's great. But there's no footmen, there's nothing. Yeah, so oh, damn this weather, sir. But yeah, we're gonna get a Southron Lancer charge in here, and it's gonna be brutal because these guys are they're not moving. They're pretty fragile to this. Serpent Guard are going to be coming in too. No, they're holding back. Now, maybe what he's thinking is, yeah. Okay, right, I see what he's doing. He's protecting his Greenway Garrison archers with sharpshooters. As we can see, that has just ravaged those guys. Okay, right. Not actually too bad. Okay, I get what Bilbo's up to here. But still, it's not a very expensive unit, and it's the morale that is pretty shaky on these militia archers. They could go down, and they could go down in pretty nasty fashion. Southron Lancers there, continuing to receive this fire from the sharpshooters. Okay. They're falling back now, though. They're not broken. But yeah, you want to come around and then start slamming to them. I don't know, like, you've kind of... Oh, there are Southron archers that have popped up. 2 units off them? Yeah, 2 units of Southron archers that popped up, kind of standing in amongst each other. You got to be wary about that. One sort of stretched out and then one sort of clumped together there. Southron Warband standing up front to guard them, but because of the way they're standing, they're not going to be blocking any arrows. I think that's why this is going to take so long. It's a 22,000 frame 1v1. Oh god, Southron Lancers actually broken there, and they are fast. They might not end up coming back. Maybe they will. Yeah, maybe they will. We'll see. They really could do with coming back for Harad, or this could get very dicey very quickly. So yeah, no, I take back what I said wholeheartedly. These guys are looked after by the crossbowmen behind them, so they can take those hits. And now the Serpent Guard would be a much more worrying unit to lose in that fashion. The Southron Lancers really, you don't see them too much. Oh, they're back. Yeah, you don't see the Southron Lancers too much. As Umad sort of usually talks about, they're... You know, people prefer the more expensive Lancer units. I prefer the more expensive, like, cavalry units, but that's just because my micro is terrible, and I will always choose to just go for 2 good cav rather than multiple, like, lesser cavalry. Greenway Garrison archers here. What is their target? Because they should not be shooting at the enemy archers. Going up. Come on. Fire. Alright, okay. Yeah, good. Yep, fantastic, yeah. Pouring these shots into the tightly packed phalanx is the best way for it. Anybody here is a good shot, you know. Just let their archers fire at either your archers, or they can fire through into the Midhariath sharpshooters. Either or, not a problem. It's going to be okay. And that's a small unit of Southron Lancers making their way back. Yeah, they're a bit too little now. To be honest, I'd be really tempted to just get one good charge at the sharpshooters. Which it looks like that's what he's doing. Yeah, okay, cool. Because he'll get off a charge. That's the thing about sort of defending like this. You're always going to allow the enemy to get one charge off on you, which that didn't actually go too well. Very sturdy defense on the Midhariath sharpshooters. I'm sure that the Southron charge is armor piercing. Usually, you know, like usually those charges, even from these lower quality guys, is armor piercing. But no, they held up against that very nicely. So it's good to see. Then, what we at percentage wise? 6 for 4. So we are actually down. Well, Cardolan is down, but Cardolan's just been losing these fodder archers. And once they use up their ammunition, they're worthless anyway. So, whereas these guys are the main, like, effort of this push. So the one and only, like, he knows that these guys are being hit. I just don't know why he's not being aggressive. I guess he is just wanting, because like Bilbo's coming right up in his face. Like he's landing shots on these guys. And low quality archers, you know, they're gonna do damage to these tightly packed, poorly armored beast tamers. Now the question is, do you shoot the beast tamers or do you shoot the pikes? I don't know. I couldn't think the armor value would be that much better on the Southron pikes. So, you know, I'd maybe prefer to shoot the Southron pikemen, but you know, because they're both armor piercing at the end of the day. It's just that the Southron pikes have a longer range, so they're a bit tougher for your infantry to actually get up and around. Wardens of Tir Gorthad will tear through them. I just worry that once melee actually begins, it's going to be bad for Bilbo. Like, the Wardens will hold their own. I guess all these elite units will do quite well, whereas there's just not enough elite units from Harad. But phalanxes do good. Phalanxes do very good work up against elite units. You're seeing a lot of fire coming up and over. Okay, they're a little bit too close. Yeah, right. So this is why I always put my spearmen behind my archer line. It's just, it tends to be better for me doing it that way. I like it, and it stops anything like this happening. And your spearmen are right there, so as long as you're on the ball, you can move your spearmen forward and get them stuck in real quick. So that's a godsend for Bilbo there. Serpent Guard making their way around. Okay. Yeah, it's a risky idea though. You've got the. Yeah, I'd probably hold back with my cav at this point then. But I'd be coming in all honesty. Like if I was Harad, I would probably. You've built a pretty aggressive army. It's a slow army, but it's an aggressive army once it actually reaches there. You know, yeah, your Southron archers there. You want to use them, of course, but you know you're kind of outgunned. So you need to be lurching forward. I would have probably right off the bat. You know, if I had built an army like this with Harad, right off the bat, I would have gotten stuck in. Kind of sort of a rush, I suppose. And I'm surprised he hasn't done that. But I think we've just got a bit of a skirmish back and forth continuing. Maybe 22,000 frames. Maybe this will just be a one battle video, in all honesty. I'll see how long it takes to get through it, but that might be the case. Serpent Guard managing to hit a charge there. But you need to break these guys because you're only getting like one charge and then it's freaking painful. The gatekeepers aren't opening up, but the 2 units of sharpshooters, yeah, that's absolutely mint city. I wouldn't bother hitting the archers there. Well, to be honest, one more charge would break these guys. I think the better thing to do with the cav, because I would be confident that Cardolan didn't have any cavalry at this point. They could hide them maybe here, maybe here. You know, I'm trying to look where the groupings of trees are really enough, but you know, I'd be pretty confident that Cardolan didn't have any cavalry. So once I actually clashed that infantry line, then I would start brutalizing them with my cav. Now, of course, they're going to be fighting around here, but you can get around them, and that's when I would accidentally probably discover the lumbermen and the rangers. And if I panicked, it could be curtains, but hopefully I wouldn't panic. Usually I'm I say that, I don't know, usually I'm a pretty chilled out fighter. It's hard to sort of fluster me on the field. I kind of sort of roll with the punches pretty well. I like these guys, so they're out of ammunition, so they're just straight up hiding in the trees now, and that's pretty cool. They look really nice hiding there. I do want to experiment a bit more with Cardolan and play Cardolan in a different manner, because as I say, I've been playing them the same way for an entire year. And I think I do a pretty decent job with my Cardolan playstyle. But I think I want to try and change it up, go for a bit more of a much more Greenway focus, and see just like, can I make an army with the militia forces of Cardolan? I think that could be a lot of fun. Anyway, the sharpshooters are moving on up now, and the issue is the sharpshooters are there to protect everything else from the cav, and I would maybe wheel the gatekeepers around now for that purpose, now that the sharpshooters have moved on up. Sharpshooters, of course, moving on up to lay some heat down on the beast tamers, the pikes. You know, Bilbo has no reason to actually come forward and engage in a melee fight here. He's got the ranged advantage. Now, Southron Warband have made contact, and it's not fun, for sure. backed up by some archers there, actually, alone. Yeah, these guys are going to get messed up. Menhira's sharpshooters, of course, relying a lot on their armor value. Southron Warband, poke, 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 taking that down. But, yeah, Menhira's spears. Okay, this is quite an aggressive, like, move there. A lot of troops coming on forward. Is it too risky? I'd be super tempted to get the demons forward now, but nah, there's still so many units that can shoot the demons down. So it's probably not for the best. Yeah, I think the one and only, if you want to come on forward, you've got to come hard. Like, that's, Harad is not, they've not got the morale to do this. To just have one unit fighting by itself. And yeah, that's definitely going to close the gap a bit for Cardolan. Okay, he's coming in a bit harder now. Out of ammunition, Southron archers. It really is, yeah, Southron archers fighting Greenway Garrison archers. My money's on the Southron archers, but I don't actually know the melee stats of the units involved, in all honesty. So maybe not. They're pretty close numbers though. Then more Southron archers coming forward. Jeepers sake, it really is just the trash getting hurled at each other right now. But the Menhirath archers, Menhirath sharpshooters and the Menhirath spearmen just holding the line nicely. And I just, oh man, like, yeah. So he's got no ranged power now, apart from, of course, the javelin throwers. But the javelin throwers, they need the support of everybody else. Like, can I work something in with this? I like that. That was pretty good. Got a few Cardolan banners. Got a lot of Southron boys smashing away. Yeah, we'll make something like that work. But yeah, zooming on in. Let's see what that looks like. He does have a good surround there, but it's just the units he's got surrounding just can't do anything. And so it's just sort of tiring them out. It's interesting. Once again, this battle is from a long-ass time ago, so Bilbo was a much newer player back then, and the one and only, I can't say I really know who he is. But this is a good move. Yeah, using the cav now, because the gatekeepers are there. There's still this other unit of sharpshooters, I guess. But if those cav could come around the back and get a good side shot, go a good side charge, good back charge preferably, then that could be really messy. But yeah, Bilbo just feeding units into this, just sort of, it's treating this like a siege really, just like what is needed, just send it in. Cav is sitting. Do not have the cav sitting, because those gatekeepers those gatekeepers must be in range there, Bilbo. I'd have them open up. I don't know, if not to shoot the Serpent Guard, I do not know what purpose. Yeah, good. He's noticed them out. Gatekeepers are going to be opening up. Spearmen rushing on forward. Serpent Guard are going to get chased away, but not before they get a volley from the gatekeepers. Surely not. Yeah, we're hearing a few shots getting fired. Oh, damn, they're getting caught by the spears. That's not fun. And they're in the trees too. Yeah. Not a good place to be the Serpent Guard. And they will just get picked away at. Again, archers, their little blades are just bouncing off the heavily armoured men of Cardolan. The armour-piercing strikes from these maces is going to just, it's not really going to do, well, the armour-piercing damage is not going to be too effective against the Southron men, but it's still a good unit. That's the thing that I love about the Menhirath sharpshooters, and it's the reason that I can get away with having fewer men-at-arms than I usually feel comfortable with having in my army, is because the sharpshooters are men-at-arms. That's the reason I prefer them in comparison, well, like vastly prefer them in comparison to the Menhirath archers, who, once they use up their ammunition, they're nowhere near as effective in melee as the sharpshooters are. Armor piercing be damned. Good little charge in there. He didn't, the sharpshooters weren't braced, sorry, the spearmen weren't braced, but still managing to catch them like that, those Serpent Guard will be struggling. Let me just sit myself there. I've already made one cut. I don't want to make too many cuts in this, so I'm just going to open the door for my cat super fast. Good. Yeah, I try not to have two more than like one cut in a video is fine. I think I'm pretty good with them. People don't really notice them, but it's more for my own enjoyment of it. It's a lot less, a lot more fun if I just can do it all either in one take or all in like 2 takes. It's just better. So that fight has ended in my absence, and Cardolan has victory. So we're at 22 for 25. The men of the West have taken casualties there, Well, as I say, it's mainly to the archers, these sharpshooters there. They've still got their ammunition. That's what you mainly want them for. So we're taking Serpent Fang fire now, and I think that is, yeah. If he's willing to fire off his Serpent Fang ammunition into the Menheriath spears and into the Menheriath sharpshooters, I'd be willing to just take that. I'm going to jump up 2 times speed for a minute, just until I see something kicking off. Is this a Southron archers running off? Yeah. But no, the Serpent Guard are still kicking about. Yeah, they're still here. 24 of them are still kicking. That's good. Serpent Fang poison arrow damage. You'd really be wanting to sort of save that until you were in the thick of it, in the real action. But the lower morale of the Menheriath men is something. Now, the problem is here, the one and only has lost, and he's lost his skirmish ability. Full stop. Like it's gone. There's no spearmen in front of his line, so there's nothing stopping Bilbo from getting really, really close here. This is when the one and only needs to go hyper aggressive. It's yeah, that's just the way it's got to be now. He cannot let him just use his sharpshooters. He's got his next full unit of sharpshooters there that are just gonna be pouring point blank well, arguably point blank fire right into the face of these beast tamers. Armor piercing doesn't matter. It's a very high damage strike. Now, I'd be tempted to come just a little bit closer and hit the champions in Afra or the demons, but hey, you know, this works very well. And yeah, Bilbo's doing the right thing here, but the one and only needs to get aggressive here. He can't just sit as he is. He's got the numbers. Arguably, he's got the numbers to take this damage, but like, what does he, you know, what is he thinking here? I'd love to sort of know why he doesn't want to move up. Is he just kind of relying on the fact that, like, I've got my numbers, I can afford to take this damage? Because you can't. You know, we're seeing just the unit of beast tamers getting deleted, and it's you know, over on this side we're seeing another unit of beast tamers that's getting deleted. Now this very, very nice armor piercing phalanx front line is just getting torn apart, and there's nothing to be gained from it. Serpent's Fangs, they're out of ammunition now too. It's now oh, good move. Serpent Guard slamming into the sharpshooters, which is some good stuff. But they're in guard mode, so that was solid. They did manage to still get that volley off. Not actually as many corpses from the sharpshooters as I would have expected from that hit, which is weird. But no, I'd be coming in again, totally. Like, why not? Just get those cav used up. Over here, yeah, sharpshooter still just pounding away, you know. But yeah, what is the one and only thinking here? Is he just relying on his cav to do the damage here? Which it will, but you know, right? Okay, another hit. 110 down to 100 and okay, 100. So 10 guys from a 20-man charge from the Serpent Guard. Up against like that sturdy a unit, that's okay. They you know, they took them down to 99, but yet now they're just going out, coming back in again. You know, this is what you, because there's nothing, Bilbo can do nothing really about this apart from pull that other unit of sharpshooters over, which is what he has done. That's good. Down to 88. This is good. Yeah, the one only is making Bilbo pay for this, and because of the way that Bilbo's constructed his army, he can't really go on the offensive here. He does need to force the one and only's hand and make him attack. So yeah, he has kind of it's not super duper easy here. Sharpshooters down to 86. Quick little ping pong into the Greenway Garrison archers, just breaking them. Why not? Just getting a unit off the field. Pulling the percentage back a bit. Spearmen have reached the lines now. Maybe I think the spearmen should have been here a little bit closer, in all honesty. But I think Bilbo kind of was maybe wanting this to happen. You know, maybe he was wanting to see this Serpent Guard come forward, and he expected to shoot them down faster. Seeing how quickly he shot down the Southron Lancers, he maybe thought, yeah, the Serpent Guard will go down pretty quick too. And I did expect the Serpent Guard to go down pretty fast, but they haven't. They have withstood that damage quite nicely. And that is without the armor upgrade. Yes, I believe that is without the armor upgrade. So they're not going to get too many more charges in here. 17 of them into the 53. What is going on there? Yeah, these guys are just having charges bounce off them. 50, yeah. Oh, wow. Can get stopped by the spearmen? No, they're going to get out. Yeah, I think this will probably just be a 1. I don't have another 1v1 right now, so this will probably just be a 1 battle video. I think it will go on long enough for that, so we should be okay. Sharpshooters there, 82. Let's see how this goes. Okay. There's a few casualties there. Not many, though. It's a shame. These charges, they're coming in okay, but, like, really, man, like, we need a push. Like, if they push now, while these guys are, like, screwing around, Bilbo might, well, 1, Bilbo might not notice it until you're already kind of close, and 2, he might not be able to get everybody out. You might be able to just butcher these guys, which could be really good. Let's go back in 2 times speed for a minute, because the Serpent Guard are just looking for a position, getting caught there by some spears, getting a charge in, but the spearmen behind them, I think they might end up breaking here. They're not going to get out. Oh, slippery boys. Very good. I did expect them to break right into another unit, though. Some of them on this side, some of them on that side. Yeah, they're broken there. Right. So that's all your... That's another one of the one and only sort of tricks used up. He's consolidated his forces a bit, but you know, as I say, he needs to just get in there. Yeah, he's just allowed his enemy to like fire the hell out of him. And once again, now that there's no more cav to pester him, Bilbo really can get close, so he can actually shoot deep into those rear units that we're kind of relying on, the demons and the champions. I'd probably go for, yeah, the demons, really. They're the higher risk. The champions in Harad will happily kill a unit of Dunedain captains, but they will not happily kill 2 units of Dunedain captains, whereas those demons, if you screw up fighting the demons, you're over. Now what? So he's moved back the demons, but why has he not moved back the champions then? You know, like, if surely you'd move both of them back at the same time. I think it's just new player stuff. Like, I'm not, you know, I try not to be, oh, sneaky. Oh, that's funny. There were some Hashari over there. 3 units of Hashari. Okay. That's another thing. Like, if you had collided, then the Hashari can start sprinting on around, and they can get some good work done then. But I don't know. I think they were too far away. They were maybe they were like all the way over here or something. So maybe just a little bit too far off a little bit too far off at the side. But hey, so Bilbo's coming forward now. He's got his Hearthguard. Might as well use up their arrows, and might as well use up the gate. Well, definitely want to use the gatekeeper ammunition. Sharpshooters are now just totally in men-at-arms role. Spearmen, they're men-at-arms now. There's no more cav for them to deal with. So yeah, the Hashari, they do change things, for sure. Because 3 units of Hashari, they're all locked morale. You know, they're fearsome in melee, and especially, you know, if they get off their javelin, their throwing daggers, it's a menace. I just don't know what we're thinking here, though. Like, why are we just holding the line? Now, are we shooting back into the Beast Hunters? Because we shouldn't do that. I think we are. I know they've spread out, but they've spread out into each other. So I'd still keep shooting at the pikes myself, because the Beast Hunters they've got a little shield. It's not going to do much against it, but they've got a little shield. I'd go into the Serpent's Fang. What I would do with my Gatekeepers, go into the Serpent's Fang, and my Hearthguard, I would just keep hitting their pike line. And I think that's decent enough. He's actually moved his Dunedain Rangers forward. He's left the Lumbermen behind, though. But yeah, and still the Captains and the Warhammers. I'd have everything moved up now. I think, like, yeah. Because if he comes in hard, then you want your elite units to be able to jump in where you need them as quickly as you can. Because those champions in Harad will slice their way through Cardolan infantry. Gatekeepers with that armor upgrade, so they're certainly not bad in a fight afterward. They're really, oh god, they're getting so close now. But yeah, it's just like Harad is just happy enough to take this damage. Oh, is he going? He's combining together. He's combining together, so this must be, yeah, it's time to attack. But, you know, Hashari coming in from the side will go back to 1x speed. Bilbo's running. A few of these guys sort of stuck in their animation, sorry, but yeah, Sharpshooters have to come and save their asses. And I think Ashari might even cause fear, so that's not going to be fun. Beast Tamers surrounding those guys. Elites need to move on in. This is the clash, Bilbo. We gotta get stuck in it now.
The battle is very much in our favor.
Announcer likes it, and I do understand that, but yeah, those Ashari so concentrated on the right flank. Oh god, get the Hearthguard out of shooting, get them stuck in. Oh, nice surround there up against the Ashari. It looks like he wants to try and get his throwing knives used up, but you know, they're good enough in a fight too. Demons, don't just throw the demons in, dude. You need the demons to use up their ammo. You need the demons to get around the side. And yeah, main clash now. So it's a bit disorganized. Like, Bilbo doesn't have any excuse here. He should have been very ready for this. Like, this is what he was wanting. And it's a pretty disorganized sort of defense, but hopefully it'll do okay. We need to get these rangers around the flank. I know he's just trying to set up his wardens right now, but the main line is going to lose to the massive amount of armor piercing, the locked morale Hashari. It's just not going to be too pleasant for him. But Dunedain captains appearing now, but once again they should have been a bit closer. But they'll keep everybody's morale together. The lumbermen really coming for the intense flank. Tharbad Warmers, just get. I know it's got your general in it, but like, you want the morale of your general. You want the morale buff of the Tharbad Warhammers. And like, these guys might have not run. 91 boys there running. That's a large chunk of your left flank. Dunedain captains coming in to try and save the day now, but you know, they probably wouldn't have routed. Lumbermen getting around there. They need to charge something. Yeah, looks like they're reforming, and then they're going to charge in. Warns of Tyr and Gorthad, just so many jabs in their face. And you look how bloody brutal the armor-piercing damage of this phalanx is. And there just isn't enough. There aren't really enough pikes from Cardolan to really match this. Even it's kind of just relying on their elite units and the flank, of course. Hashari stuck in guard mode, trying to use their ammunition, but no, just get them in. Just get them stuck in a melee. They'll do a decent job of it. Demons look like the demons are getting shot at. We're at. Yeah. I think my announcer's a bit confused. And that was meant to be only half of our force remains. Beast Hunters out of ammunition, that's great to see, but they are little macemen. They've got armor piercing damage there. God, Hashari, nice stuff into those lumbermen. This is guard mode. Yeah, you can see they're stuck in guard mode here. You do not want to use you don't want to use shock infantry in guard mode. Luckily these guys did come back from routing. 77 lumbermen bolting away. Tharbad Warhammers coming on in now. Jab. Sorry, what is this? This is the ranger ammunition. Fair enough. Trying to shut down the demons with it. You don't like, the demons can do more damage to you than you can do to them with your rangers. Probably not too much more, but a little bit. So just try and kill them off. Killing them off is good. Yeah, good surround really overall off this. What we got here? What's hanging back? Greenwood Garrison Archers just trying to do their bit. Yeah, fair enough. They're wavering already. No point in just trying to shove them into melee. Just get them firing. And I think it's the elite units from Cardolan. Like, this is the thing that I really like about Cardolan. Kind of similar to the dwarves. You can just fill your army up with so many elites. You know, Hearthguard, the captains, the Dunedain captains, the Tharbad Warhammers. You know, it's a lot of guys that you've got that they've all got 2 hit points. They've all got some pretty decent stats. You know, they're not the best of anything, but they're good. And you know, Wardens of Tyr and Gorthad, of course, as well. They're a morale buffer. It's nice. That guy really going in for the charge there up against the Hashari. But still, like, all the way along the front, apart from in the center there. Actually, sorry, yeah, the right side too is looking pretty bad for the one and only. And it will, as long as those Dunedain Rangers keep on firing. What are we getting up to? 67, you know. Certainly not too bad. I'm a lot more accepting when it comes to 1v1s. 1v1s are never, as I said at the start, 1v1s are never really going to be as close as bigger battles are for some reason, you know. Or pitch battles, I tend to find, are never really as close as siege battles tend to be. So this is not too bad. It's alright. It's a lot of learning errors from the one and only, but it's just what you get a lot of the time when it comes to sort of a newer guy is not super duper confident in charging in. But when you do face up against an army like Cardolan, like this is why I love Cardolan, because Cardolan is so good at just forcing you to attack. You know, we have heavily armored crossbowmen who can waste all of your skirmish ammunition. We have cheap fodder archers, once again, who can waste your ammunition. You know, you can throw so much ammo at Cardolan and they can just shrug it off, and at the end of it you've got to charge them. And if they've built their army ready for that, then that's a rip. I would definitely have considered ditching those lumbermen. In a fight up against Harad, I don't think the lumbermen are worth it. And I would have loved to have seen a Greenway Garrison footman brought instead. That's what I would maybe have considered. And yep, dropping the general there. Apart from that, I can see what he was definitely doing with his army. I don't think his army comp was any real issue. I think pikes though, cheap pikes is something that Cardolan has in great numbers, and I was surprised to not see so many of them. Greenway Garrison archers coming around there for just a little bit more action. I think we're going to get an admit defeat in a minute, because those Ashari are going to fight to the very end no matter what. Well, unless they receive an admit defeat order. And yeah, no, all in all pretty good. A little bit disappointed about keeping the elites back until the clash actually happened. The elites should have been closer to the front. I know it was probably just keep them safe from jabs, but they didn't have to be as far back as they were. You know, that was really so of course that's the guys healed back, so that pulls it back up to 67. So we did lose a lot. We only had 700 men left. It was pretty damn close at the end of it. Tharbad Warhammers doing pretty nice there. Even good unit to bring even up against a lightly armored enemy. Hearthguard, you know, they're there for their like massive morale buff, really, rather than actually doing damage on the field. I like to treat them like cave troll drummers. You know, that's the same sort of unit. You know, they're cave troll drummers that can actually fight stuff if they need to. Then Minotaur Roman Gatekeepers, pretty dandy. Sharpshooters 412, jeepers sake, and then 228. 273 for the Rangers. Both the archers doing not too bad. Wow, 170 of these guys managed to get healed. That's pretty badass. Just all got shot to pieces by the looks of things. 55 of the others too. Captains there, 1977. The captains would have been in their element in that fight. As long as they get right up into their face, the captains can be tearing them up. You know, doesn't matter that they've not got armor-piercing damage. Like, these guys are lightly armored, so fair. Spearmen. Oh yeah, Warden's Tear Gorthad, nice. Spearmen. Maybe that's another thing. I would have only maybe taken 2 units of spears and then 1 unit of Minharia swordsmen. Could have been an idea. Or men at arms instead. Or maybe instead of that, I would have probably tried to get a Greenway Garrison footman, in all honesty. I think the spears are lovely, but you only really need 2 of them. If you've got pikes, I think you only really need 2 of them. So yeah. Then the lumbermen, 52 is not too bad, but like, you know, it's yeah. Up against like a sturdy force that you really do need the AP, I can see the lumbermen being a damn good choice. And I like that they were hidden. It would have been great if the one and only did come into that. I would have loved to have seen the trap spring. But no, he could have killed a few more if he didn't admit defeat, of course. But yeah, the one and only didn't do too badly there. I definitely felt for him when his cab was shot up by crossbows, like, because I would have done the exact same thing, and the exact same thing would have happened to me. But it's just I would have really liked to have seen him come ahead faster, like, well, come ahead earlier, just as soon as he lost the skirmish fight, charge in. But like when you get more experience, you'll be able to see, like, you'll know immediately when you see the enemy's army composition that you will not win that skirmish fight. So you might want to consider just coming in straight away. But hey, that's the way it goes. Thank you guys for that. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I will see you later.